Hi there, I'm Jack Van Ryn, Mayor of the Town of Coaldale. I will be giving you a council brief from our regular council meeting that was held June 3rd, 2024. And the first item that came up under new business was agenda item 8.1. We had Dustin Yankee, our Director of Infrastructure, present on the Northeast Industrial 12th Avenue paving project. So the Northeast Industrial 12th Avenue paving project was passed by council during budget deliberations in December of 2023 with a value of $135,000 and involves the installation of the top lift of asphalt along 12th Avenue between 8th Street and 11th Street. The top lift has not been installed yet to permit service to lots to be provided on a as-needed basis. So when we had the lots for sale, we didn't know what was going in there, so we never do the final layer of asphalt until that's all being finalized so that we can finish it off and not worry about having to cut it back open again. So the full scope involved the installation of 2 sets of services for lots that remain unserviced, including water, sanitary, and storm. Deep repairs of existing road structure in areas of localized failures, concrete curb and gutter replacement along the SAG section to improve drainage, raising manholes and valves to the final grade, and installation of the top lift of asphalt. So the construction package was produced internally and was tendered on the Alberta Purchasing Connection website on May 6, 2024, and it closed on May 23rd of 2024. We received 3 bids in which McNally Contractors was the highest scoring proponent of the evaluation criteria included in the request for quotation. The pricing in all 3 bids was higher than estimated, and administration requires an additional $25,000 to move forward with the project for a total value of $160,000. So that's the reason I had to come back to council today, was for the ask for an additional $25,000. Council approved the request, and the funds will come from the Northeast Industrial Reserve Fund, and those funds were raised by sale proceeds when the lots were sold originally. The next item that came up was agenda item 8.2, and that was regarding the community grant for 2024. And we had our manager of community experience, Clayton Vargasy, present. And this was to give a report to council with the eligible 2024 applications received for the Town of Coaldale Community Grant, and to provide council with recommendations as to the awarding of the funds to be given out to various community projects. And this is the 8th year that the Town of Coaldale Community Grant Initiative has accepted applications for eligible community projects. And this grant comes as a result of our photo radar that we have in Coaldale. And the percentage of the fines go to this granting opportunity, so that fines that people have received, a portion of that goes into a pool that we donate once a year as part of the community grant. And I'll be the first to admit I've donated to the cause myself. So a little bit of history. Again, this is the 8th year, and the community grant funding has contributed $251,353 to worthy projects over those 8 years. And the applications for 2024 were open for submission until May 1st of 2024, and the criteria for eligibility included not-for-profit or volunteer-based organization that operates within the Town of Coaldale, or that a portion of Lethbridge County included within the response areas identified with the joint Town of Coaldale Fire Services Agreement. So the grant funds were given out to groups not only within Coaldale but also in the county of Lethbridge if they lie within our fire response area. The applications must include programs, projects, or events that contribute to the social well-being of the community, address a community need, and enhance or improve the quality of life for residents of the town of Coaldale. And a completed application package included requested supporting documentation. It should be noted that applications are not considered for groups of a political nature or for-profit organizations or commercial entities, individual persons, school boards, and not including not student parent councils and provincial and federal bodies. This year, 8 eligible applications were received with requested funding almost totaling $69,500, and we only had available $32,500 to distribute. So we have a group that goes through the applications, and that includes 2 members of council. We have Councillor Jason Avery and Councillor Jason Beekman as part of that committee where they go through the applications. And after careful consideration, the committee made recommendations for council. But before I give you the groups that were selected, I'll give you the entire list and what the original ask was. So we had the Coaldale and District Handy Ride Association ask for $5,000. That would go towards a new bus that they wish to purchase for Coaldale and area. We also had the Coaldale and Regional Pet and Animal Wellness Society. They were asking for $25,000 for a capital building project. We had the Coaldale and District Volunteer Firefighter Association. They were looking for $10,000 that would go towards locker development for their full-time and volunteer staff. And we had a second application from the Coaldale and District Volunteer Firefighter Association to go for a new program that they're starting called Ladders to Learning. And then we had the Coaldale Citizens on Patrol Society, and they were looking for, let me back up, the Ladders to Learning was asking for $5,000, and then we had the Coaldale Citizens on Patrol Society looking for $5,000 as startup funds to kickstart the new society for the COP program. We also had the Coaldale Granite Club ask for $6,500 for increased efficiency of the equipment and maintenance in the curling rink. We also had the Kinsman Club of Coaldale ask for a $3,000 grant that would go towards the new skateboard park that's being revitalized. And finally, we had the Link Pathway Committee ask for $10,000 to go towards a small picnic shelter on the Link Pathway that's going to be built between Lethbridge and Coaldale. So all those applications total $69,500. And again, we had $32,500 available. So after careful consideration, the committee recommended the following. And the first one was the Coaldale and District Handy Ride Association, $5,000 for the new Handy Ride bus. We had the Coaldale and District Volunteer Firefighter Association, $5,000 for their Ladders to Learning program, and $5,000 for the Coaldale Citizens on Patrol Society for initial funding to kickstart their new society. The Coaldale Granite Club will be receiving $6,500 for increased efficiency of equipment and maintenance of the curling rink equipment. Kinsman Club of Coaldale will be receiving $3,000 that will go towards their skateboard park revitalization. And finally, the Link Pathway Committee was given $8,000 to go towards a small picnic shelter on the Link Pathway that will be on the east end of the pathway, which is just on the western boundaries of Coaldale. So again, that was for $32,500, and the grant applications the granting program will be open again next spring. So we encourage people to put through applications. The one thing I should mention, though, we were told as a council that quite a few of the applications were incomplete. So make sure that when you do an application, that if you have any questions, please reach out to Clayton or one of the staff members at the town office, and they can walk you through any information that's missed that you don't know what to put as part of the application, because at the end of the day, the judging criteria takes that into account if there's an incomplete application. So that was the items under new business. And then under information items, we had the Coaldale Library Board meeting minutes from March 19th. And we also had a copy of a letter that we shared regarding the correspondence sent to Federal Minister Dominic LeBlanc. Council put forth a motion to request an additional RCMP officer, so we will be going from 9 members to 10 members sometime in 2024. So that concludes the items on the June 3rd regular council meeting. I just wanted to touch base also something that is very important to all of us, that we had a special council meeting for, and that was regarding the Coaldale Town Council approving the 2024 property tax bylaw. So during our May 22nd, 2024 special council meeting, Coaldale Council passed the second and third reading of the town's 2024 property tax bylaw. So while the bylaw approves a 4.13 total increase in residential and non-residential property taxes, it does so on the basis of a 5.2% decrease in the residential mill rate and a 2.5% decrease in the non-residential mill rate. These decreases in the town's mill rates were approved to help offset increased costs associated with inflationary growth in both residential and non-residential property values. So what that means, for the average residential property in Coaldale, taxes will increase $138 per year, or $11.50 per month, with almost 2/3 of this increase coming from provincial requisitions downloaded onto the Coaldale residents from the government of Alberta. For education spending, approximately $82 of that increase goes for education. And on average, however, residents in the town of Coaldale will pay 8% less in their annual municipal property taxes than residents in the town of Taber, and 9% less than the residents in the city of Lethbridge. As for the business side, Coaldale's non-residential tax rate will remain among the most attractive in southern Alberta, coming in at 29% lower than the town of Taber and 54% lower than the city of Lethbridge. So according to our Director of Growth and Investment, Cameron Mills, Council's move to reduce the town's mill rate, it once again points to a long-standing commitment by our council to avoid unnecessary tax increases, even in the face of high inflation, as the town's 2023 comparative illustrates. Council's resolve to steer clear of needless tax increases isn't a one-off, and actually reflects a larger trend that goes back to at least 2019. So that's important to note. So the tax notices went out. You should be receiving them sometime this week. If you have any questions regarding them, please stop by the town office, and we have an excellent tax clerk that will be able to help you with finding the answers, Kylie Stone. And for whatever reason, if she does not have the answer, she will find it. She is steadfast in making sure that when you leave, you have all the information you need. So back to our regular council meeting agenda. I'll have that in the comment section of this video. If you want to take a look at the individual staff reports, I invite you to do that. And if you have any questions, comments, reach out to myself. I'll have my contact information at the end of this video. And other than that, you're welcome to stop me on the street, and any other member of council, we're always available for a discussion. And you can also reach all of us through the Town of Coaldale's website, get the emails for all the individual councillors. And again, mine will be listed at the end of this video, along with my phone number. I'm always available. Give me a phone call. So unless I see you on the street and you stop and we'll have a discussion, go for a coffee, I'll hopefully see a few of you coming up this Saturday, June 8th, at our big truck petting zoo. That's going to be taking place at the Sportsplex from 11 a.m. till 2 p.m. So other than that, have a great rest of your week, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.